As Board Vice President of Delsea Regional High School District Board of Education, I hereby certify that all provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231, has been met. Notice of the meeting was mailed to South Jersey Times, the Sentinel, and the Daily Journal, as well as the Municipal Court's Clerk of Elk and Franklin Township. And I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening. Chuck, would you be kind enough to lead the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Mrs. Beck?
Here.
Mr. Borelli?
Here.
Mr. Lightfoot? Mr. DeWoody?
Here.
Mr. Camadio?
Here.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Here.
Myself? And David. Okay, we have two presentations this
We actually
evening.
have two. Only one is listed on the agenda, but we'll hear from both of them tonight. First up, I'd like to introduce some members of our school climate and equity team. Folks, if you want to come on up and introduce yourselves to the board.
After you, Tracy. Thanks.
Oh, you're here, Joe.
My name is Tracy Wolf. I am Dr. Fitzpatrick's administrative assistant.
Evan Scott, I'm an 8th grade math teacher here at Delsea Middle School.
Allie Payne, 7th grade English.
And the three of us are the new chairs of the School Climate and Equity Team. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about that tonight.
Up here.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think it's just turned off. She's just warming up. She's getting excited. She loves the presentation. I can't help it. We go to the last nerves. All right. So as Dr. Graver so kindly introduced us, we are the School Climate and Equity Team Advisors. So this may be a bit of a new name for you. We've done a slight rebranding here in the district. So we brought together the Equity Council, Restorative Justice Grant, Student Voice, Awareness and Celebrations, and lastly our Climate Grant. So these grants were due to kind of make their leave, so to say, and in order to keep that amazing work around, we decided to kind of unite this one front. Since we had multiple established members who have kind of left and retired many of these committees, and we all work towards similar goals, we thought it was best to bring together all of our amazing minds and similar ideas in order to keep this work going here at the middle school, well, sorry, not the middle school, the entire district. Because of all the multiple conflicting schedules that existed here, we felt that adding one singular entity would provide a much easier transition into getting a lot of people who stood for similar goals all under one unit and all under one roof. I want to not go that way. Beautiful, there we go.
So we have a couple different pillars, we call them, in the School Climate and Equity Team. There's a staff PD pillar that creates staff PD based on the equity, School Climate and Equity Team values. There's awareness and celebration, so that's dedicated to recognizing diverse cultures and traditions of our school community. There's a restorative justice pillar, and that would be implementing restorative justice practices as like the cornerstone of our school culture. PBIS, we believe that all students deserve to learn in a safe and supportive environment. It's positive behavior intervention system, right? Yeah, so student voice, to empower students to use their voice and advocate not only for themselves but for their peers. So kind of like a mini School Climate and Equity Team within School Climate and Equity Team for the students. We have 45 members. They're made up of teachers, administrators, other school staff, community members, and then our full team meets every other month, and the pillars meet during in-service. So everybody's able to use their time to the best of their ability to schedule certain meetings that fit their schedules instead of everybody doing overlapping meetings and overlapping work. It's really streamlines things.
So, looking to the future, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things we're going to be doing now that we have rebranded. We are creating a better newsletter that is going to incorporate all of the pillars, our committees. And as soon as that comes out, we're also going to provide you guys with a copy of it so you can see all the great work that we're doing in the district. The staff PD for this year, our theme is Understanding Student Inclusivity. And we're going to be discussing in January, there's a presentation for all staff on the neurodivergent student in the general education classroom. Now, when you talk of a neurodivergent student, you're talking about a student who is in the general education classroom, but may have certain disabilities such as autism, ADHD, dyslexia. All those things make their brains think differently than a neurotypical brain. Therefore, there needs to be a consideration when teaching these type of students if you want to be equitable in your teaching practice. So this year we're going to be addressing that in our teacher PD. Comprehensive Student School Climate Inventory Survey through New Jersey SCI. The last full survey for student and staff climate was in 2018. So it has been a while. Now, through the bipartisan grant, we have something called New Jersey SCI, and it is much more in-depth and is going to give us a whole great deal of information regarding the climate at Delsea. The middle school and high school, we are coordinating the students together to facilitate a mentoring type of program with our students who are part of Student Voice. These students are interested in school climate and equity, and by giving the high school students the chance to be mentors, we are giving them the opportunity for leadership potential. And as far as the students in the middle school, they're getting the potential by seeing their mentors and how they react, and they can see what is going to be expected of them in the future. So it's a nice coordination between the two. All the pillars, all the committees will continue to expand and grow. Where before it was difficult for the same staff member to attend all different committees because of scheduling conflicts and having to be out numerous times in the afternoon or in the evening or whenever the meetings were scheduled. Now, all 45 members can attend all 5 pillars if they wish to do so. So it expands their ability to do more for the school. And finally, we are recruiting new members twice a year, possibly 3 times a year starting next year. And no one will be turned away as long as they are willing to do the work. So we are pushing hard to grow even further, and we hope that by next year we have at least a few more members. If you.
Interesting stuff.
So if you had to talk about a mission statement for the entire school climate and equity team, it would be this. We are dedicated to fostering a safe, inclusive, and nurturing educational environment that empowers all to thrive. Any questions?
What is your recruiting process? New members?
We produced a document that was a mission statement. And it had a mission statement for each of the pillars. Then we sent out an email to all district staff, and that includes custodians, secretarial staff, administrative teachers, paraprofessionals. All are welcome in our committees. We asked them if they are interested to contact one of the three of us and to tell us a little bit about themselves and what two pillars they would be interested in serving on. And that's all it takes.
We did just touch base with some of individuals who are doing pillar work, specifically those who do the newsletter. That will be coming out later this week. If you'd like to see that, you should know that it'll be done most likely by Friday afternoon.
Very good, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to brag a little bit about Mrs. Wolf. So I met Mrs. Wolf 13 years ago. Mr. Borelli introduced me to her. She was the PTA president at our school, and she ran that like a business, just very well-run PTA. And then she had a son at our school at the time as well, Jack. And then she was hired by Aura as an administrative assistant. And then we stole her over here once we realized how awesome she was. We stole her over here. And she does an amazing job, but in her free time, she has written a book on children with autism because her son has autism. So she's an author. And she now speaks around South Jersey. Different schools have invited her in to speak to their teachers about, handling and dealing with students like her son, Jack, who now is in college, right? He's doing well. But Mrs. Wolf is someone I'm super proud to know. She's come full circle. She now rules the world. Rules the world now. Yeah. It's a proud Delsea story.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Our second presentation, lively guy, our middle school guidance counselor. You will just fall in love with him. He's doing a great job every year. We stole him as well from another district, but we want something to go after it. Dan Cardone is here to give us a sports update.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Cardone. I'm a school counselor here at this middle school. When I made my switch to Delsea, I knew this specific, sports was ingrained in my life and my whole family's life, right? But I knew I was always going to be incorporated into sports no matter where I go because of how impactful it was when I was a student athlete, right? So I had the privilege to overview our fall sports this year. Right? And success looks a little different for every single team. Of course, we're going to end on the state championship, right? However, it looks different in different ways, and I'll kind of overview it as such, right? So you will see this fall we had nearly a 70% win rate, right, amongst all of our sports, which is phenomenal. 66 wins, 30 losses is just under, but I always like to round up. We won 4 divisional championships, which, if you ask my mother, are the hardest championships to win because it's season long versus a state championship you can get on a hot streak, right? So it takes the most endurance to win, according to my mother. We won 1 state championship. Now, the only state championship in school history because it was created, in football school history. Now we got to change the board out there to all sectional championships and 1 state championship. I know it's only, I'm sure you all know there's only been 2 years of state champions in the state of New Jersey, and now at least one of those years Delsea gets to bring home the hardware. And more importantly, I think, as a coach, to me, was the 30 all-conference student athletes that we had across all of the sports, right? So it shows a level of, I would say, dominance within our division, right? Where there's high impactful rivalries that happen year in and year out. Right, so now going through the sports, I won't take much of your time. Cross country boys going 4-1, placed 5th in the South Jersey group 3. Average run time 18:30, which is much faster than I can run. And 4 all conference runners Our girls team was undefeated, another division championship there. Placed 7th in South Jersey Group 3. Average run time is 23 with 6 all-conference runners. Now we move to girls tennis, 10-9, hosted and won a playoff match, which is phenomenal in growth in that sport. I know it's a little dominance with the Haddons and Haddon Township, but it's nice to kind of get a home playoff win there. Field hockey, 9-9 record, however, total dominance in division being 8-0, so bringing home another division championship, 7 student athletes in all conference. Now we move to girls soccer 12-6-2. With 10 division championships in a row, so a whole decade of winning this division. We see a 31 goal differential, and we see 4 players all conference and 1 player all South Jersey, which is phenomenal. Boys soccer, which I was lucky enough to be on the staff as the JV coach, we were 14-4-1. I don't count the 1 because we won in penalty shootout, but you know, NJ.com likes to put a tie there. We're back-to-back division champions, and we won a Coaches Cup game, which has been a long time, and it's a very coveted tournament that happens in South Jersey soccer. And then finally we finish with our 12-1 state champions, Delsea football. Now, I don't have the list of all conference players. I can only assume that we will have some. I don't think it posts yet because football season is the longest season that we see in high school sports, but we can see by our success and finally this year bringing home a true football state championship, there'll be plenty of all conference accolades that go around. So I think, I would say, in my professional sports opinion, that it was pretty successful this fall season. And hopefully we continue this into the winter sports.
Sound like a broadcaster.
Thank you so much. I advocate for things that I love.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Cardona.
Go Big Red.
Thanks, folks, appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for coming out. Got the reading of the minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So carried.
No communications this time.
Any citizens who would like to be heard at this time? Please come forward.
I think most of you know me. I know most of you. I just wanted to come and thank you for all the years that you've given me to coach field hockey. It's been a ride. Attending Delsea, graduating with Frank, and Ellen played for me. Joe was a couple years ahead of me. It's a great school. It is the best school. Coaching for 40 years, since Liz was born. I started coaching, and it's been the best. And that's all I want to say. Thank you for allowing me to continue coaching after I retired 9 years ago. And it's time. It's time to spend more time with my grandkids and go watch them play all their sports. We're a sports family. I have one playing field hockey right now. But anyway, I just wanted to thank everyone, and I'm going to still promote field hockey in some way. It's the best sport out there, and thank you.
We also
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For your time.
Gonna miss you.
Your effort.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That team is, your legacy certainly left on that team, and I can't even fathom field hockey without Mega.
Well, it'll go on.
I'm sure it will.
It'll go on.
It'll be a big change for all of us.
Yes, it'll go on, and I'm leaving it in good hands. So, that's all I can say right now. I'm leaving it in good hands, and yeah, it's been my life from pretty much since high school, college. Then I refereed for 10 years, and then I started coaching. Louise Uznansky, who some of you may know, she called me up and said, "Would you like to coach?" Because I wasn't teaching at the time. And I said, "Sure." I asked my mom, and she said, I'll watch them in the afternoon, but I'm not going to watch them all day long. So that's how it all started. And 36 years I've been the head coach, and the other 4 years. But,
Thank you for everything.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Legend.
Committee reports. Personnel, Mr. Burrell.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. I make a motion to approve the following retirements as listed.
Second. We have a second on the motion. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following leaves of absence as listed. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the following staff to chaperone the senior trip to Disney in Orlando, Florida from April 16th through April 19th, 2024 as listed. Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the following staff to provide support as paraprofessionals for students with IEPs for curricular activities for the 23-24 school year at a previously approved rate as listed. Second.
We have a second. Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Woody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Any questions? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following clubs with their volunteers, advisors as listed. Second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following staff as detention monitors for the 23-24 school year at a previously approved rate as listed. Second.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burley. Budget and Finance, Mrs. Gaglione, accepted
Yes,
to do my report.
I make a motion to approve the board secretary report in accordance with 18A 17-36 and 18A 17-9 for the month of September. The board secretary certifies that no line item account has been expended in violation of the NJC 6A23A to 1610 C3, and that sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year.
We have a second on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report in accordance with 18A 17-36 and 18A 17-9 for the month of October 2023. The treasurer's report and secretary's report are in agreement for the month of October 2023.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve in accordance with NJAC 6A23A-1610 C2 the certification of the board secretary that there are no changes in anticipated revenue amounts or revenue sources.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the Board of Education certification pursuant to NJAC 6A23A-16. The board be certified that after review of the Secretary's monthly financial report, appropriations section, if you know, and upon consultation with the appropriate district officials, that to the best of our knowledge, no major accounts or
fund has been overexpended in violation of the NJAC 6823A-16.10B, and that the sufficient funds are available to meet the district's financial obligations for the remainder of the fiscal year. Yeah, sorry.
Mouthful.
Yeah, trying to get all that out.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the report of transfers for October 2023.
Second.
We have a second. Roll call. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following bills as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mr. Scaglione?
Yes.
And chair votes yes. Motion carried.
Here's my report. Your
Thank
report.
you. Thanks, Ellen. Appreciate it.
Your report.
Well done, Ellen.
Education, Mr. DeWoody.
I make a motion to approve the following clinics and workshops as listed.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mr. Gaglione? And chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following graduate coursework as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
And chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve Renkenel Education to provide 1.1 instructional coaching support to non-tenured math teachers for the 2023-2024 school year at the rate of $600 per teacher, paid through Title II funds.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione? Chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the amended FY24 ESEA application.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve Kimberly Tucker to provide technical support for the implementation of the co-teaching model at Delsea Middle School for 4 days at $1,000 per day, paid through by Title I SIA funds.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve submission of the 2022-2023 Title I performance report.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following curriculum development assignments for the 2023-2024 school year at a previously approved rate as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the following Rowan University students for clinical placement as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Who wants to take the policy? Okay, Mrs. Beck.
I make a motion to approve on first reading the following policies and regulations as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I'll take that.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the following athletic positions for the 2023-2024 school year as amended.
We have a second. We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve homeschooled student ZK to be eligible to try out for tennis.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the 2024-2025 Tri-County Conference school fees of $1,500 per school and the following ticket prices for all athletic events as listed.
We have a second.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Woody?
Yes.
Mr. Demadio?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the following sports teams to travel to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion?
Yes, please. Just be assured, we'll be assured as a board that there'll be complete itinerary for supervision purposes and so forth during this timeframe. Good.
Any other comments on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So carried. Okay, building grounds, Mr. Demadio, continue.
I make a motion to approve the following facility requests as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the 3-year comprehensive maintenance plan.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the annual maintenance budget amount worksheet.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve the maximum capital reserve in the amount of $8,661,533.
You want to recheck that? 8,000.
What's it say?
8,000.
8,600. Well, he said
No, he's right.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
8,000.
You're right.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't see that comma right there.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
I stand corrected.
Thank you
We have
very
a
much.
second.
Well,
Any other questions? Motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Cafeteria, Mrs. Gaglione.
I make a motion to approve the following cafeteria report for September 2023.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Transportation, Mrs. Beck, please.
I make a motion to approve the following 2023-2024 transportation joint tours as listed.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
I make a motion to approve the sale of the following retired buses.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried. Move on to superintendent.
Yes, sir. Recommend the board approve the following special education tuition student placements as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call vote. Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. Woody?
Yes.
Mr. Demadio?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion carried.
Recommend the board approve 103 students to attend Gloucester County Vocational Technical School District for the career technician programs at an annual rate of $2,592 per student.
So moved.
Second. You have a second?
Second.
You have a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody? Yes. Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion carried.
Recommend the board approve the following staff to attend the senior trip to Disney in Orlando, Florida from April 16th to April 19th, 2024 as paraprofessionals, and the cost of the trip, $2,049 per person, as listed.
So moved.
We have a motion, second.
Second.
And a second. Any questions on the motion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Borelli?
Yes.
Mr. DeWoody?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Gaglione?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion carried.
Recommend the board approve the following field trips in accordance with our fee schedule and educational significance as listed.
So moved.
Second.
We have a second. All those, I'm sorry, any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? So carried.
I do have one question. Have we ever done a trip to Salem Nuclear Power Plant before?
No, this is the first.
Okay.
Yeah, we're very excited. And we're there, they're going to be focusing on, you want to talk a little bit about it?
This is through Chief Ed Ganelli and our law enforcement class. So they're going to be get to go to the power plant and see how security is handled there and how everyone is kept safe there through the chief. So
Wow.
a pretty exciting trip.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is, it's good.
Recommend the board approve the 2023 high school, middle school self-assessment for determining grades.
So moved.
Second.
We have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Recommend the board approve the October 2023 high school, middle school kid report as presented last month.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
Recommend the board acknowledge the receipt of the November 2023 high school, middle school kid report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
You have a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carried.
And the district reports are there for your perusal.
Give us a plate.
Usually when I come here, it takes me like a week to think of something, so I have nothing to complain about, like at all. Like I feel like there's nothing to improve on, but for a little update for you guys, we had our National Honor Society letters, and we had a lot of people get in this year. We had our meeting this Monday, and it felt like the room was going to explode because there were so many people on there. And the inductions went really, really well. And then for student government, we had another meeting for planning some of our Winter Spirit days before break. And that's pretty much it as of right now. Things are starting to slow down. Everybody's ready to go to break, but everything's going really, really good. And we also got new speakers for the announcements, and I really like them.
Remind you can all hear.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going really well.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Executive board report, Mr. Burrell.
Thank you. Just a couple quick comments. I went through all the school board's information, but basically we're just reporting on construction reports from throughout the state, referendums, who passed, who didn't pass, and so forth, which I didn't really feel that was that informative for the board to hear. But I did take initiative. We had we're in a lame duck session with legislation right now. And I'm sure Dr. Gravener and Dr. Fitzpatrick are aware of most of these. But in the lame duck, this was submitted November 27th. In the Assembly, there's a bill that is going to require school districts to have have all students complete financial aid application, which is, I'll leave my comments to the stuff, but it's just excess work. Students needed, the guidance counselors are there to make sure that it's all done at the high school level, but that's legislation. Another bill in the Assembly is a 3-year pilot program to increase reading levels. God bless. There's another one to extend the deadline for completion of the annual audit. I'm sure Dr. Joe knows that already. Another one in the assembly, the elimination of high school graduation proficiency test, which it's a long time coming. Also, something that may help some of our bus driver situations. For the S-type school bus, which is a smaller school bus, they're being much more flexible in allowing people to drive those without the excessive CDL process there. So that may help. I think the legislation is feeling a lot of pressure throughout the state from school districts in many different areas, and that's just one of them, the transportation. And last one, this is one that I find to be very, very interesting, and I'm not going to comment, but there's the health and physical education and safety requirement that some legislators feel that if a student attends a fire academy, that'll count for their 4 years of health and physical education and safety. If we had, school districts have to have a certified individual in each of those areas to provide that. I'm not sure they have certified fire individuals to provide credit for students in that particular area. So that's just interesting legislation. It's now, not that all this is going to pass, these have just been introduced. I just thought some of you may be interested in hearing some of the interesting work that our legislators do throughout the state. But thank you, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Administrator's report. Business Administrator, Mr. Collins.
Yes, it's just for the information of the board. Last Thursday, the Joint Insurance Fund had their annual State of the Fund dinner. At that fund, we actually had a couple board members attend, Mr. Darminio, Mr. Borelli, and Mr. Pagrillo. It kind of reviews the past year for all the schools, but every school individually, obviously. And based on how we perform and what programs we have implemented, we get money back as rewards, so to speak. And Delsea overall, I listed them there for you to see what they're actually for, but I think Delsea was the second highest of all the schools, and we were at $7,500 that we get back for it to be used put towards safety and improvements and so forth. So that was a pretty good meal, I thought. Okay. Yeah. Well, just keep you updated.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Any old business?
I'm going to kind of recap with the board the regionalization, where we are in that process. So we've had a couple of meetings since our last board meeting. We had a meeting with the committee where not a whole lot was given to us in the name of information, but they did adjust the timeline a little bit. So what we were hoping that the report would be finished by the end of December. At the meeting, the Rowan folks told us a couple of hiccups, and they had then promised mid-February, Joe, I want to say, end of January, mid-February, that they would be finished the report. After that time, we would have to have a public session. Each of the boards would probably have a public session so that people could, ask about, they would do a presentation on the report, and then hopefully people would come and ask those questions. Then, just yesterday, the Rowan folks were here, and they had several meetings. So they met with the superintendents for an hour, the curriculum folks for an hour, the VAs for an hour, and then even some of our teachers here at the middle school to discuss student preparedness and things. So they really are getting the information that they need. They're moving along. I've seen more action, I think, in the last couple of weeks that I've seen all along, so I'm really excited about that. But as I think I mentioned in the committee meetings, we're hoping for a September referendum going out to the towns, whether they be in favor of regionalizing. So we're moving along, plugging along.
Thank you. Any new business?
I just got a question. The bus accident that we had in Cherry Hill, how bad is that bus?
We don't have the final, unfortunately, we had to have that towed. We sent one up to fix, we don't really know yet. It has to do with other needs and looked at it.
Buses.
What's that? No, we have some, we still have quite a few spares left, so we'll do that one.
Can I just comment? I'd like to thank the administration. I thought the two presentations, Mr. Perdona and the athletic update, if you want to refer, and also the equity. I think that to commend the administration and the staff and all levels of the staff bringing forward that kind of report to the board and the community, I think is tremendous. That kind of work is very valuable and important. And I think the key fact is for all students. And I think that's the key factor in all that work. So I think it's, and just encourage all of you to continue to bring more information like that to the board, because it's just showing the good work that all the staff members and professional, certified and uncertified people are doing in the district. Kudos to that.
You can see how proud they are of the work that they're doing, but you can also see that it's nerve-wracking for them to speak in front of the board, so they get nervous, but, yeah, right? But, no, they're doing a lot of good work, and they're really proud of the work.
Mrs. Wolf is phenomenal.
Yeah.
She's just phenomenal.
Yeah, she is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Any citizens to be heard? No executive session.
No, sir.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yes, so moved. Okay. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, come here, celebrate.
There's